you all enjoyed solving this one. Let's move on to our solutions now. So the first slide, which requires a bit of explanation, was wear a thinking hat. Hope you all have been able to solve this. Just to know how to do it in a better way, let us go through it once again. So what was it? This grid was given and we had to place these 9 colors in this grid. But we just can't simply write black, blue, brown just like that. We have to follow these rules. So how should we start doing it? We should go each sentence one by one and accordingly we should start placing our colors so that it becomes easier for us to solve. Let's go to our first sentence. What does it say? That white is the friend of everyone and so is in the middle. So in this grid, this one is the middle cell. So white has to come here. So let's write white over here. The next one is black is hated by all the colors, so is sulking at the bottom right corner. So mark this bottom right. So this is your right side and this cell becomes your bottom cell. So black would come here. So we know the position of white and black. Let's move to our third statement. What does it say? Yellow is the best friend of red and green, so it always sits between them. So yellow, red and green, these three are best friends. They are always together and yellow would always be between red and green. So yellow would take the middle cell. Now yellow can't come in this cell because then red and green can't come here because black is already there. Similarly, yellow can't come here because again red and green cannot be around it. Yellow can come here because then red and green can come here and yellow can also come here because red and green can come here. So we have two positions for yellow and similarly two positions for red and green which we are not yet sure of. So let us come back to this line after some time. Let's move to our fourth clue. Blue and grey are inseparable and are always side by side. So wherever we place blue and grey, they always have to be side by side. They can be here. They can be here. Just a minute. Can they be here? No, they cannot be. Read the line carefully. They are always side by side. If we try and put them here, it's not side by side. It's at top of each other. So this position is not possible. So possible is this or this or this. These three positions. Still we are not sure. So let it be. Pink and grey are in same line but not together. So what does that mean? That pink and green cannot be adjacent to each other. They can be here, here. They can be here, here. But here or here, but they cannot be side by side. But still we don't know the position. So let's go to our next one. Brown is seated just above black. This is a very simple statement. So we can put brown over here, which is just above black. So let us write brown over here. And the last one is red and black are not in same line. That is, we know black is here. So red cannot be in this line. Red cannot be in this line also. So this cell and these two cells are not the possible position of red. Red can be here, here or here. But of these three, we know red cannot be in the middle position because yellow has to come wherever red is. So the only possible place for red will be this cell. So let's write red over here. Now we know these 4 colors. We have to place 5 colors in these boxes. Let's go back again to our third statement. Yellow is the best friend of red and green. So it always sits between them. Now we know red is here. If yellow is sitting here, green would sit here. Let's try with this one. Let's write yellow over here. Then green would come here. Blue and gray are inseparable and are always side by side. So the only position left for blue and gray when we put this one here would be this and this. Because they cannot be here, that would be top and bottom, they are side by side. And pink and gray are in same line but not together. So if we write blue here and gray here, where would pink go then? Pink would come here, but that would not be possible with this line because then pink and gray are not in the same line. So let's write gray here and blue here. Then we can write pink here. Pink and gray are in same line, okay, but not together. By this combination, they are coming together. So this again is not correct. It means this position of red, yellow, green itself is not possible. Let's write yellow here then and green here. Let's try with this combination. So red, yellow, green have taken their position. Blue and gray are inseparable and always side by side. So blue and gray can only come here. Let's write blue here and gray here. Pink and gray are in same line. So they have to be, pink has to be here or here to be in the same line. But this place is already taken up. So blue and gray cannot sit like this. It has to be gray here and blue here. Then pink and gray can be in same line. That is by writing pink here. And see, this statement is also now coming out properly. They are in same line but not together. So they are not together also since white is in between them. So now this grid is complete and it is working perfectly as per all the given statements and criteria. So this is how it has to be done. Whichever color is possible to be placed at the first instance, just place it and then go back to the other statements and do your trial and error method like we did with yellow and green. First we placed it here, which did not work out. So we placed it here, which worked out well. So this is how we did it. Hope you have been able to understand it. Let's move on to our next slide, which is the challenge corner. This time indeed it was little challenging, but nevertheless I am very sure many of you have been able to solve it. Let us go through it once again. So again we have number play over here where all these alphabets represent certain digits, all single digits. And what are the conditions? No two letters can have same digit. So from 0 to 9, each of these alphabets are representing different digits. Leftmost digit cannot be 0. Further, O is an even number. So we know this is an even number. Now with these conditions, let us try solving this question. So what do we have? 8 minus none is equal to 1. So first let's have a good look at this. What do we see? That a 5-digit number minus a 4-digit number ultimately gives us an answer which is in 3 digits. When is that possible? Normally, we start solving our questions from the right hand side. But in this case, it is easier when we start from the left hand side because we are not getting any result over here. That is, we are getting 0, 0. So it would be relatively easy. Let's see. We are seeing that E minus nothing becomes a 0. When is that possible? When E is 0. But as per our condition, it's not possible since leftmost digit cannot be 0. So E has to be something from 1 to 9. Now, if it is anything other than 1, even after giving a borrow to the next number, it cannot be 0. Let's understand it with the help of an example. Suppose our number is 237 minus 78. So suppose this is the subtraction which we have. 237 minus 78. Now to subtract this part, we would need a carry forward from here. So if 3 takes a borrow from 2, 2 would still remain 1. So even with 2, there is still a number remaining 1. So obviously if it is 3, 4, 5, the remaining numbers would be higher. But if this number is 1 and this 1 gives a borrow to 3, this 1 would ultimately become 0. So the answer over here would also be 0. So that by this rule we know that the only possibility for E is 1. So let us replace E with 1 here. Similarly, these E would also become 1. So we have our answer for E. Now, T minus 1 is 1. When is that possible that T minus 1 is 1? Only when T is 2, because we know 2 minus 1 is 1. That is the only possibility. So T would become 2. So we can replace with 2 here. Now we have our answer for E and T. Let's again go to this part. Have I minus n is again equal to 0. And if we remember, 1 gave a carry to I. So I has become a double digit number. Now we know that any double digit number minus a single digit number can never be 0. When is that possible? Only when this double digit number would lend 1 to G and itself it would become again a single digit number. Now which double digit number after giving 1 would become a single digit number? That is only possible with 10, because when 10 would give 1, it would again become 9. No other double digit number after giving 1 can become a single digit number. So only possibility for this part has to be 10. So I has to become 0, and with that borrow which it took from 1, over here it stood as 10. So I has become 0 over here. Now after giving 1 to G, it has become 9. Keep that in mind. Now 9 minus what has to be 0? 9 minus 9 has to be 0. So n has to become 9 over here. So now we know that our I is 0 and our n is 9. Let us substitute all our n's with 9. So until now what do we have? That this gave a borrow to this part and this part has given a borrow to this part. We still have to find out our G, H and O. Let's look at this part now. H minus 9 is 9. So what minus 9 is equal to 9? We know that 18 minus 9 is equal to 9. So this H has to be 18. But this is a single digit number. It means it is taking a borrow from G. After that it is becoming double digit number 18. So if we keep that 1 in mind, H would take which number? It would take 8. So H becomes 8. So this part is also solved. But from this part we know that G has given a 1 to this part. So G is currently G minus 1. Now let us go to our question. O is an even number. Let's see which all even number have been used and which are left. 2 has been used, 8 has been used. 0 is already there. So what is left? 4 and 6. So the only possibility for O is 4 and 6. Let us start our trial and error method. Let us assume O to be 4. If we replace it with 4 here and 4 here, what should be G? G should be something with which if we subtract 4, we get 4. So G currently should stand at 8. But we remember that it has given a carry to this part already. So it should be 9. but 9 is already taken up. Similarly, 8 was also taken up. In case there was no carry, in that situation also 4 was not a possibility. So let us replace it with 6 here. 6 and 6. So G minus 6 should be 6. That is, right now G should be double of 6. Then only that minus 6 would come 6. So currently G should stand at double of 6, which is 12. But we know that it has given 1 to 8. So 12 plus 1 is what it initially was. So that is, it was 13. So G becomes 3. So this is our solution. Over here we solved one by one and we started with the left hand side because it was easier that way since there was no answer over here. This is how we did it. Hope you have been able to understand.